Hello, hi. My name is Akim Agbadi. I'm a real estate expert. I help people to identify good investments and I help you to avoid bad investments. I help people and I teach people real estate investments. I help you to identify good investments. I help you to identify worthless places. I help you to avoid scams. I help people to do good feasibility study in real estate investments. I teach real estate how to invest, where to invest, and how best you can manipulate your capital to get the best out of your real estate investments. This is what I've been doing over the past years, and so far so good. I've helped a lot of people in the diaspora, and I've helped more than 200 people in Nigeria for the last 5 years, and so far so good. Most of them are doing well in their real estate investments. I remain your host, Akim Agbadi. Hello viewers. Yes, thanks for liking my page. I remain your host, Akim Agbadi. Today we are going to be looking at a different topic entirely, and we are going to be looking at an instrument of ownership, which is known as a survey. A survey is one of the documents that shows ownership of a land. These are the documents that are first given to you if you want to buy. We use survey to confirm if the land is genuine or not. Then after purchase also, you need to make a survey of your own. It shows the geographical position of the land. It shows the ownership of the land. So in most cases in a survey, there's always the name of the owner in a survey, and the size of the land is always indicated on a survey. This is an example of a survey. This is where you have the name of the owner, and this is the size of the land, and the size of the land is also quoted here. So this is what we mean by a survey. A survey is a very important document in land transaction. You should not underestimate the power of a survey in any land transaction. Survey is one of the few documents that tells you the owner of a land. If you want to buy a land, one of the few things that one of the first things we ask for is, can you give me the survey of the land? Once you have the survey of the land, it shows that this particular land belongs to a particular set of people or a particular person or a company. So you don't underestimate the power of a survey. So a survey shows us the owner of the land, and it gives us the geographical position of the land. It gives us the particular position of the land. Land is very vast. So the very particular land they are talking of is actually indicated on a survey. So this is what we mean by a survey, and the size of the land is also indicated in a survey. So this is to tell you the importance of a survey. So before we go further to tell you one of the few things, the importance of a survey as I've enumerated, I want to also remind you that there are a lot of characteristics of a survey. We have what we call a registered survey, and we have a survey that is just not registered. We usually call it a perimeter survey. So in most cases, if you want to buy land, they have to tell you, is this a registered survey? If you are a novice, you need to ask, is this survey registered, or is it just a perimeter survey? For one reason or the other, we always do a perimeter survey just to know the size of the land and to let people know that these are the owners of the land. It is not a legal binding document. It is not a legal binding document, and it is not registered with government. So anybody can just do any survey and put it at and put any name there or put any size. That does not mean that is the owner of the land. But if you go further to register the land by the Surveyor General of the state, that makes it an official document to show that Mr. A or Mrs. B have registered a particular size of a land, maybe 200 square meter of a land or 600 square meter of a land, in her name or his name, to show that he or she is the owner of the land. So this is registered in a government establishment, a government ministry. So if you want to buy a land, once they give you a copy of a survey, what you need to do first is to contact your surveyor. I don't, and I repeat it, I don't advise people to take up land verification by themselves. Employ a professional that will do it for you. Now, advantage of employing a professional is this professional is registered. He's a registered surveyor. He's a registered. If you are using a surveyor or if you are using a lawyer, they have their certificate. They have a professionalism at stake. So if they give you anything fake, then it means they risk the chances of practicing their profession in the nearest future. You can pick it up with them. You can sue them to court if anything goes wrong. If the surveyor tells you that this land is free, and at the end of the day you find out that the land is not free, you can pick up the surveyor. You can even sue him. They can withdraw his license because that is what he has been trained to do. Even if a lawyer does that for you, you have the right to sue the lawyer. They can withdraw their license. So if you do it on your own, that means you are on your own. You are taking 100% risk. So, but what you need to do is you need to be informed. So that if your lawyer or your surveyor is not doing the right thing, you need to tell them to do the right thing. Like if you have a land you want to buy, once you contact your surveyor or you have a copy of the survey, give it to your surveyor. He will know if the land is registered or the land is not registered. But for the purpose of education, for you to know that a surveyor is registered, the first thing you need to see is a pillar number. There is always a pillar number here. It is registered. This pillar number is always registered in the government establishment that issue it. You have this survey has four pillar number. This is one. This is one. This is one. This is one. These are the pillar number. Then you need to go further. Apart from the pillar number, if a survey has the pillar number, it means the survey has been registered. If it doesn't have, that means the survey is not registered. But don't make a mistake. They can scam you with this pillar number. So that is why it is very important for you to verify it in your government establishment. Go to the Surveyor General office. Tell your surveyor to go to the Surveyor General office and verify it. We use the term, they can fly it. They can bring another pillar number and input it in this survey and say this is the pillar number. So you need to be smart. So another thing you need to look for in a survey is the coordinates. The coordinates in the survey. Like this survey, this is the coordinate. It is a series of numbers that ends with ME or MN. These are series of numbers. In a survey, at times we always have two coordinates in a survey. There are usually two coordinates in the survey. Let me find the second one on this survey and show you the second coordinate. Yeah, they usually, like this survey now is only carrying only one. But at times most survey carry two. It depends on the surveyor. If it carries one, it is tenable. If it carries two, it is also a genuine. But you need to be very smart. They can also input a wrong coordinate here for you. Like if a land does not have a CFO, they can pick the coordinate of a land that has a CFO and put it on their survey. All they need to do is just print it, they put it on their survey. When you go and chart it, if a surveyor chart it, they will know that this coordinate has a CFO, but in the actual sense, it doesn't have a CFO, it's a government land. So you need to smart up. You need to be very, very careful when you're buying land. These are the things you need to look for. But I'll advise you generally, if you want to buy a land, after collecting the survey, don't even bother to check it. Just call your surveyor, tell him to go to the land physically with the GPS. That is the instrument they are using to get the coordinates of this land. The surveyor will go with his GPS and pick the coordinate physically. That doesn't tell lies. The ones on paper can tell a lot of lies. So don't rely on it. A land may not have a CFO and the surveyor will say it has a CFO. A land may not have just a gazette and the surveyor will tell you that it has a gazette. So you don't rely on the things you see on the survey. After the surveyor must have put in the coordinate, then you can now take the survey to the Surveyor General and confirm the ownership. If the name of the survey tallies with the name that they are giving you as the owner of the land, because they can also change the name on the survey. These scammers, they can put a different name on the survey and tell you that here is their own. Whereas when you get to the Surveyor General office in the ministry, it will carry a different name. So these are the schemes, these are the scams, these are the different scams, these are the gimmicks that you find in land transaction. So you need to open up, you need to wise up. Information is very, very important in land transaction. You need to get the right information so that you'll be able to move forward when you are doing land transaction. Like I've told you, this survey is very, very important in land transaction. These are one of the first documents that you will get, or you will receive, or you will prepare when you are doing a land transaction. This is the document that will tell you if the size of the land they are selling for you is correct or not. If you don't have the measurement, they can sell 1,000 square meter for you. By the time you have made a payment, you will discover what you have there is just 800 square meter. So that is why it is also very important for you to do the survey, to carry out a survey of the land before you make a payment. Tell your survey to do the survey of the land